Uranium is used in nuclear power stations and is one of the forms of energy that we can harness to help sustain our society. However, did you know that there will come a time where all of Earth's uranium will disappear? And no, I'm not just talking about us extracting uranium and consuming it. Naturally, all of the Earth's uranium will just disappear. And the reason for this is because uranium is naturally radioactive. Its nucleus is unstable, which means that it is in a constant state of decay, and this is done by the emission of alpha particles. The amount of decay varies depending on the isotope of uranium. There isn't just one type. There's uranium-234 that has a half-life of 245,000 years. Therefore, if you had 10 grams of uranium-234, it would take 245,000 years before there's only 5 grams of uranium left. Uranium-238, on the other hand, which is by far the most abundant form of uranium in Earth, has a half-life of 4.47 billion years. Therefore, if you had 1 kilogram of uranium-238, and we know that it was created from supernova around 6.3 billion years ago, today you'd be left with around 300 to 350 grams of uranium. This is due to that half-life. And if you extrapolate that to all of the uranium on the planet, eventually in the future, there'll be a time where there is barely any uranium left on this planet. And this is going to take billions and billions of years. Who knows if we're still even here as a species at that point, or if we're still on Earth, but our nuclear fusion reactors rely on uranium, which means hopefully by then we would have figured out some other form of radioactive isotopes to use. Here's an example of the uranium decay chain. This shows you all of the isotopes that uranium will decay into before it reaches a stable product, which is lead down there, which is lead-206. And one of the things you will probably see here is every single isotope has a different half-life, which means it takes an extremely long period of time for an accumulation of new isotope to form from that decay process. And that brings us to the one down there in the bottom right, lead. Most of the lead that we utilize in the crust and extract actually started off as uranium many billions of years ago. Or there's the potential that there were other elements that the crust was made of during Earth's formation, such as radium, etc., which then came down to a more stable version, which is lead. And this is important because that means that we do technically have a finite supply of lead. Because lead is stable, true, and we'll continue to extract it, but new creation of lead requires the creation of uranium, and we aren't creating any uranium because there are no supernovas going off which are enriching our crust, which means we technically have a finite resource of lead. And this is just one type of decay from uranium to lead. There are many other isotopes which do this and create new minerals that we use and extract. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, share, follow, and I'll see you in the next one.